Hi scholars, it is Miss Breeding here to teach you guided reading this week. I hope you all had an amazing spring break and I am ready to jump into this lesson with you all. The only thing that you'll need today is this PowerPoint or this video. You won't be working independently today because I'm introducing a new skill. So we're moving on from inferential and factual questions to retelling. So retelling is a very important skill for you all to get closer to step 12 to end third grade year. And let's get started. I am going to make my screen bigger so you can see my PowerPoint, but I will still be here in the bottom right corner for you all. So what does it mean to retell a story? As you continue to grow your brains and become stronger readers, you will have assignments where you are required to summarize the text that you read. So for an example, when I was teaching middle school, sometimes an assignment will require scholars to read a book and write like a page or a 2-page summary about what the book was about. It's very important that when you're summarizing or retelling a story, that you only include important details. You don't have to include very small details or little facts from the story that don't matter. You only want to include things that are important so people can understand what the book was about. Practicing retelling a story will help us to become stronger readers, and you all have actually practiced retelling a story when you write your summaries for your Mission to 1 Million form. So we're going to practice how to make those even stronger in this series of lessons. Successfully retelling a story means that you understand what you're reading and you can share important information from a text. So if you finish reading a book and you're able to tell me pretty much what the book was about, what was the overall story, or what was the lesson in the book, that means that you really understand what you read and that you're able to have a discussion about the book. On the contrary, if you read a book and you're not able to share what you read, that means you cannot retell the story and you're missing the overall lesson or what the book was about. Okay, so I have some strategies to show you to help you become a strong reteller. Okay, so I want you to take a moment to look back at this screen, and I want you to be able to answer the question, what does retelling mean? What does it mean to retell a story? Okay, it's just one strong third grade sentence. What does it mean to retell the story? After you have it, I want you to pause this video and go to tell someone in your house, preferably an adult, what retelling a story means. So that sounds like, hi mom, hi dad, I want to explain to you what retelling a story is. Retelling a story means and you explain what you do when you retell the story. So go ahead and pause this video and share with someone what it means to retell the story and see if they agree or disagree with you. All right, scholars. So to retell a story means to summarize a story, to tell someone important details and facts that came from the text that you read. Okay, so retelling is just summarizing a story, telling what important details were included in the text or the book that you read. So to help us with retelling, I have the 5-finger retell. So one thing that I would like to see you doing is when you are asked to retell a story, which would sound like, what was this book about? I would want to see you use your hand to help keep you focused on the things that you should be talking about. So today we're going to focus on our pinky finger and our ring finger, which is the finger next to your pinky. So our pinky finger stands for characters. What does our pinky finger stand for? For characters. Characters is who is in this story. Stories are different. Sometimes stories have 1 character. Sometimes stories have 2 characters. Sometimes stories have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 characters. It varies on the book. The thing for you to remember with characters is that you only want to include the main characters, meaning a character that was involved in the entire story in the book. Okay, somebody who was always mentioned in the book, or someone who always spoke in the book, somebody that's important, where if you were retelling the story would not be correct, be accurate or be correct if you did not include that person or that character. The second thing we're going to focus on is our setting. That's where the story takes place. Sometimes there can be one setting, sometimes there can be multiple settings, but just like characters, it's important for you to only include the important settings, okay? For an example, if I were giving a summary about what I did today, the only character would be myself, and the setting would be in my house because we're not able to leave our houses right now. Okay, so what are the two retelling focuses for this week? What are we focusing on? Which two fingers are we focusing on? Our pinky, which stands for characters, and our ring finger, which stands for the setting. Okay, so let's review these two skills. Even though I know you know what characters and settings are, I want to make sure that you're crystal clear on what a character and a setting is. So first, what is a character? I have 3 movies that I have seen, and I feel that all of you all have probably seen. So here I want you to name a character. The definition of a character is a person in a novel, play, or movie. So in this instance, we are focusing on movies. Okay. So in The Lion King, who is a character? My favorite is Simba. Okay. You also have Mufasa, Scar, Nala. Okay. Different characters, Rafiki, in The Lion King. Each of those are characters because they're a person or animal in this sense in the movie. Princess and the Frog, okay? I think the only person that I really know is Tiana. I didn't really watch the Princess and the Frog, but Tiana is a character, okay? And Toy Story 4, Woody is a character. So is Buzz Lightyear, and Forky is also a character. A setting is where an event takes place, okay? Here on the left, you can see Miss Amore's classroom. That's a setting. So if we're reading a book about a scholar that went to Ethos, and they talked about their school day, one of the things that they may mention is the classroom. So a classroom is where their learning took place. Same thing at Kroger. Someone says, I went grocery shopping and I went to Kroger. And Kroger is where I bought all of my groceries. This one of the settings in that story could be Kroger. So it's just where something takes place. It could be outside. It could be in your house. It could be in your bed. It could be in your bathroom. It could be at Six Flags. Settings can take place anywhere, wherever there's a place that could be considered a setting in a story. So let's practice. So I'm going to read this story for you. And a short story, and you're going to identify the characters and the setting. Okay, maybe one character, maybe more than one, maybe one setting, maybe more than one. Let's read it and find out. So Max likes dogs. Max has a dog named Pug. One day, Max and his mom went to the pet store to buy Pug a new toy. Max saw 1 little brown dog, 2 little white dogs, and 4 big black dogs. Max wanted to get one of the dogs and make it Pug's new best friend. So who are the characters in this story? That's right, Max and Pug. Those are the only 2 characters that we learned about in this story. What was the setting? Don't let the picture trick you. We're focusing on the story. What was the setting? Yes, the setting was the pet store. It says it right here. They went to the pet store, and that is where Max saw all of the other dogs that he wanted to purchase to have a new friend for Pug. Okay, very simple. We're only focusing on the characters and the setting. That's it, characters and setting. Next, I want you to try it on your own. You're going to read this story here independently, and then we're going to come back together to discuss the characters and the setting. You have 2 minutes. All right, let's read this story together. Bella and James sat on the grass. Let's play the rhyme game, Bella said. First you say a word, then I'll say a word that rhymes. James nodded. Truck, he said. Duck, Bella rhymed. House, James said. Mouse, Bella rhymed. Dog, James said. Frog, Bella rhymed. Can I do the rhyming now? James asked. Yes, Bella said. Dress, James rhymed. Bella laughed. Wait, yes wasn't my word. Here it is now. Cow, James rhymed. No, Bella said, laughing harder. No, no, no. Go, James rhymed. Go, go, go. Bella laughed so hard she rolled on the grass. James rolled next to her. Rhyming was fun. Okay, so this is a story about two kids who were playing a rhyming game together. So, who are the characters? Is there one or is there more? Yes, the characters are Bella and James. Okay, those are the only two people mentioned in this story. What is the setting? Where are they? A hint is that it's towards the end of the passage. Okay, so where are they? They're outside and they are in the grass. Okay, it says right here that she rolled on the grass, and we know that grass is outside. It's also here in this picture as well. Okay, so you all were able to identify the characters and the setting in this story. So we're going to review, what is retelling? What does it mean to retell a story? Yes, retelling a story means to summarize it and only include important details. You're retelling a story. What was it about? What were the important things that happened? Okay, who was involved? Where did it take place? What was the conflict? Okay, what is a character? Yes, a character is a person in a novel, book, or play. Okay, it's just a person. In some cases, it could be an animal or a toy, but it's whoever the book is about. That is who the character is. And lastly, what is a setting? Good. A setting is where an event takes place, where something happens. Okay, it could be anywhere. It could be at home, it could be at school, it could be outside. A setting is just where an event takes place. All right, scholars. So next lesson, we are going to practice identifying characters and settings in different stories. I want you to understand that right now the lessons are going to be a little bit easier because I want you to be confident in what you're doing, and then we will move to more complicated texts or books to help us become very strong retellers. See you next time.